Hey everyone, Nubkeks here, and welcome back to Heroes of the Storm and the Road to Grandmaster. We're picking up right after where we left off in the last episode. We are team captain here. We are on blue team and Battlefield of Eternity. Gonna ban out Thrall, just remove him as quickly as possible. Saying hello to the team. No idea what he said, but it was a smiley face, so I'm sure it's nice. Everyone else seems to know. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Anyway, yeah, Thrall. I pretty much just ban out Thrall all the time these days. I kind of like playing Thrall. I'm not a huge fan of playing Thrall. He's fine, but he's not my favorite hero. But he's a very, very, very powerful hero, so just get rid of him. Our teammate does first pick Sylvanas, and that's fine. The enemy team banned away Ragnaros, and that's also decent for us. So that's a couple of like the big melee heroes gone. So obviously this is opening up to me very much so Artanis as being a very nice choice here. Artanis, very strong in Battlefield of Eternity. You've got some good opportunities for flips, for picks, and then the amateur opponent talent at level 1, you're actually very good at killing Immortals, at killing Merc camps, and those things are pretty useful. Hopefully we don't get Murky, but we'll see. The enemy team grabs Rhaegar and Vala. That's a pretty good start for them as well. You know, Rhaegar, probably the best support overall on this map. You know, Malfurion's also very good. But Rhaegar brings a lot of damage against the Immortal, which is pretty damn good. And then Vala, of course, the Q-build Vala, able to do a lot of damage to the Immortal as well. So I like their two choices very, very much. More so than the Sylvanas. Sylvanas is fine, but she's definitely a win more hero. I would think there's a few more optimal things, but oh well. Teammates are arguing over whether Nazeebo is good or bad. I think Nazeebo is not that good here. Crucio disagrees. Nazeebo scales really well into the late game. This is, though, the fastest map. He's not awful, but he's not optimal. There's a lot of other heroes here that are just simply much better. I mean, in terms of range damage, you know, Tychus would have worked really well. Would have been a nice one to grab. You know, considering ETC and Diablo are both still up, Tychus really good against both of those and everything like that. We'll see how it goes. Not a big fan, though, of the Nazeebo. We've got two specialists. Our team fighting is going to be fairly weak. Enemy team grabs Greymane. They're going for a hardcore bloodlust composition. Never mind, they grab Li Ming. Okay. That makes it actually quite a bit easier for us. Thankfully, it's not a very good Li Ming pick. But yeah, with Greymane and Vala, you know, they could have gone for something like, I'd say probably Diablo pickup there would have worked really well for them. You know, what are we going to do against their comp when we've got Diablo dives in the middle and it's going to be really difficult for us to actually fight him. Diablo and Malf, we pick them up, so very happy to grab those two heroes towards the end. They brand out Brightwing. I think that's bizarre, and that's a really bad choice. You know, it's not a great map for globals. I think Malf is just straight up better here. I think that's a wonky choice. What should they have built? So Muradin finishes off their picks. That's actually pretty good. Now they would have been happy with something like, hey, you know, maybe Diablo Chen? Diablo, I'm kind of blanking here. But another sort of melee, another like assassin-y or bruisery type hero. Something that had worked well with Bloodlust. I think they've got enough range damage as it is. They would have been fine. So as is, they've got Muradin, who's very tanky, but then they've got very squishy rest of their team. Then again, we've got a very low damage team. We got two specialists. And then myself as a bruiser. So we'll see how it goes. Should be kind of interesting. I'd say slightly bizarre drafts all around. But we shall see. I think this is, by the way, the one map that Greymane's actually okay on. He's pretty bad in general right now, but he's pretty decent at this map, so it kind of balances out. We should defend always. Yeah, you see, this is the big problem with our composition, is no damage. Is that, well, it's actually going to be fairly difficult to race the Immortal. Now, with amateur opponent, Artanis is actually pretty decent against it, with Barb Shot at 7. Sylvanas is pretty good against it. Nazeebo does some pretty good damage, but we're not going to be able to compete with Vala, Rhaegar, Greymane. We've built into a losing thing. Ooh, that's a nice mount on that Diablo. I like it. Yeah, you can see Vala's grabbed that Q build already. Rhaegar has grabbed the Lightning Bond for double lightning shields against the Immortal. It's going to be pretty difficult. But anyway, you can see him saying, oh, I'm going to go for a swap at the start, then I'm going to go solo. So just hoping for, you know, that someone would just be running down the lane. They wouldn't quite have the reaction time for that. Didn't work out. think I've tried that in a couple of map games so far and it hasn't worked out. Nazebo dies straight away, so that's not super ideal. We're doing what we can here. Get Greymane in a good flip, and Greymane does go down, but we're kind of out of position ourselves. Do some damage, but we do go down. Not enough heals to support us through that. So, overall, it's not the worst idea. We do respawn with health, and we're going to be able to run up top. We're not slowed down that much. So we'll survive. It's just unfortunate that Nazebo went out of position. What was he doing? I think he ran forward to throw some spells at the structures or something, and he got killed. So, yeah, Malf ran up and did soak the first few minions, so that's actually pretty decent. I'm going to arrive now. Oh, hello, friend. Missed my E because I'm a big noob. Would have been pretty decent to grab that. Would have flipped him into the towers, got some good damage down. Malf throws a heal on me. Thank you very much, my friend. We'll be out of here. Getting some pretty good damage on this Greymane. Remember, we still have that regen globe. So this is how much health we're actually walking away with. We are going to have more natural health regen as well. So we definitely come out the better in that trade. Taking a peek towards bottom lane. Again, Greymane, we know he's not too much of a threat right now. Because, oh, he actually popped his healing fountain. So that's good for us. We still have ours. Hello, friend Greymane. Hey, we catch him in the flip. I hope you enjoy those towers. Get a couple of hits on him. Not too bad. Chasing him down. We've got Twin Blades up in a second. There we go. Down goes Greymane. Awesome. That's a pretty good start to the game for us in the laning. The power of the flips. Don't fear the Greymane. Greymane's not a great solo laner. I will say Artanis isn't either, but happy, good matchup for us. Hey, there's Vala. Hello, friend. Go for the flip onto her. Don't quite pull it off, though. And all the teams have arrived. Kind of in here. Went a bit too deep. Get body blocked in. And we do get taken out. We get Rhaegar very low, but we don't actually have the follow-up damage, the burst damage to capitalize on. It went a bit too ham there, honestly. It's being a bit too greedy. Just not very good play from me. I'll have to try to improve that as we move on. If we'd hit that initial flip, might have worked out a little bit better. I don't know. Or maybe we should have just waited a bit more. Anyway, our teammates are here. They are hitting the Immortal. I suppose it is important that we do actually have to get kills and make plays and stuff around our Immortal, because the enemy team is just going to win overall if we don't. Diablo does go down. Unfortunately, looks like Greymane may go down. No, he won't. He's got to survive. Do some decent damage to Li Ming. Hello, friend. Actually, get her in the flip. That should be a dead Li Ming. There we go. Nice. Oh, these flips are so good. Flips are so good. He's so overpowered. This is one of the problems with playing ranked at the moment, is like, I'm just like, I want to play Artanis in every single game. He's just so damn good. Why would I not? He's just so damn good. I'm doing what damage I can to this Immortal, using those Twin Blades to force it off. We see the enemy team is moving in strength. Diablo obviously is not here, so we're going to rotate around and help our teammates out here. If we can win this fight or get another kill, be a pretty good deal. Looking for a flip, looking for Rhaegar. Don't want to flip Muradin in. He can just dwarf toss out. This is looking pretty good. That looks like a dead Muradin. It is a dead Muradin. This is very good. Again, we're kind of in an awkward spot where Malf wasn't here. Nazebo's actually backed off. So kind of awkward to know what to do. I would like to go back and hit the Immortal myself, obviously, but just with the heroes who are there and who are not there, it's not being possible quite yet. Awkward rotations from the team. We do get some good damage down on the Greymane. But it's not looking too good for us. Sylvanas has swung over to try to do some damage to that Immortal, which means that we're going to lose this one. Nazebo has gone off to the side. Our Immortal's going to die. This Sylvanas is fucking unreal. Oh my god. Report it! Get the fuck out. Oh man. Oh, this Sylvanas. Hilarious. Anyway, I got a Hearthstone. Just come back up, be ready for this fight. Looks like Nazebo is maybe going to take this bottom lane. Are we going to defend his 5? I guess we're going to defend his 5. Doesn't matter too much, honestly. It should die pretty quickly and we can swing around. Anyway, Diablo's saying to chill. Yeah, just mute him. Just mute him. It's much better. Trying to flip over here. That was intentionally flipping over to try to protect Nazebo from being dived upon. If you notice, his positioning hasn't always been the best in this game, so trying to protect him as much as possible. Going to focus this Immortal down. Should kill it pretty quickly. This 5-man defense actually worked out really well for us. Hey, Vala. Decent flip on the Vala. She goes pretty low. Nice work by Diablo. Good dive in on top as well. Good dive by Sylvanas. We're going to pick off Rhaegar too. Get him with the Q. Down he goes. Nice. 2 kills for us. Very well done indeed. 5-man defense worked out really, really well. But I mean, you can see like just how powerful these Artanis flips are. When you land a good flip, you make so much happen. I think I actually meant we were talking about this just in the previous video, which was a Diablo video. But when you get a big advantage like this, try to invade aggressively and, you know, make something happen. In this case, you know, we steal their bruiser camp. You can see we all come down here, right? Ran across the whole map to try help out my teammates here, because what they're doing is pretty risky. We finish off the Murden with our Q, very nice. You know, don't forget the Q does do damage as well. But yeah, like go look for these aggressive plays. Flip Rhaegar back in. Unfortunately, Sylvanas is fucked off somewhere, so that's not too good. Greymane arrives, and we do go down. But yeah, I think that was a really good example. Our teammates, why did I rotate down to the bruiser camp to help out my teammates? Well, just because it's early in the game, the kill timers or death timers are still pretty short. So I know that if I don't go and help them out, they're probably going to be stuck out of position. They could pay with their life, and it's going to be pretty bad. I mean, they could even die, give up the bruiser camp as well, and actually put us from, you know, doing pretty well in the game to actually losing the game. So that would be unfortunate. I think Sylvanas did make it. Ooh, barely survives. No, never mind, he dies. I think Sylvanas did make a big mistake in not, you know, staying for the retreat from that fight. She ran off way too early, and we died because of that, basically. You know, Rhaegar was out of position. We could have made something happen if Sylvanas had been there. She just kind of like fucked off and left the team. I think that's a big mistake. I think she's definitely pretty tilted, so that's impeding her judgment. Arguably, judgment might not be that good anyway. But anyway, doesn't matter too much. I'm going to take this bruiser camp very slow taking this. No one came to help, which sucks. Would much rather have been hitting the Immortal, and you can see we're actually going to be way behind on this Immortal phase. We just lost it straight up. That's just bad rotations from the rest of the team. I was thinking about Sylvanas, so I wasn't paying attention too much, but that's kind of the gist of it. Get a flip on the Greymane. This is actually working out really well. He's caught between myself and a zombie wall. He does go down. We're just going to finish off this slowing totem, make sure we can retreat nicely if we want to. And this is actually now a good map position for us with that particular kill. We're on the enemy Immortal. We're between the enemy team and our Immortal. We've got a bruiser camp pushing top. So yeah, that kill kind of turns this around quite a bit. Not a very good flip there. It was a bit too late on the E. Would have been a really good flip if we caught it, but we didn't manage it. At this stage, just got to focus down the Immortal, get it killed. Remember, each one of our W's absolutely chunks that Immortal. And this phase actually works out very nicely for us. That's a pretty big deal. Unfortunately, Malf wasn't there to get those regen globes. And here we go, we're kind of pushing in bottom. The enemy team has swung up. They're actually defending against this bruiser camp, so they might be slow getting here. We could probably push our advantage a little bit. Immediately going for the QE combo, and we're just like a centimeter short of catching Murden. No, it's just Murden. But still, that would have been a pretty nice thing to have. Bit of a pity we didn't get that. As you can see, the amateur opponent also affects structures, which is really nice. Gonna grab Suppression Pulse in this game. Obviously, they're a bloodless comp. There's no question there. That's another part of why Artanis is so good. Look for the QE combo. Vala has to vault away. Good vault by her. And we're getting a very powerful push on right now. We've got Sylvanas, we've got an Immortal. This is going to be pretty brutal for the enemy team. Trying to take out this tower quickly. Nice Apocalypse from Diablo. Unfortunately, I kind of screwed it up with my timing and didn't actually land. My E was not off cooldown when I went for the flip, so it didn't work out too well. Teammates are on the run. I think it's a bit of a mistake. I feel like we could have been more aggressive here. The two tanks are dead and the damage is still running away. I think it's a mistake. Ah, that's why we lost the fight. That's why we lost the fight. I was wondering why that fight went so badly for us. One of her heroics, the big AoE damage heroics, simply wasn't used. I definitely would want to be throwing that down on top of the Apocalypse. It's a really good opportunity for it. When the enemy team is disrupted, so they can't interrupt. And they're also, you know, stuck in it. That's why that fight went so well. That's a big part of why that fight went so badly. Just heroics not used. Definitely a big problem. But yeah, I did screw up then the QE thing a bit as well. The Sylvanas obviously still raging. Obviously still raging. And that's fine. We will in return throw some criticism Sylvanas' way because she did some pretty dumb, she did some pretty crappy talent choices. We'll talk about that later. That's not important right now. Anyway, we're taking this siege camp. As you can see, multiple enemy heroes are down the bottom lane. I'm a bit nervous actually of Diablo moving away. If Greymane had come up, could have been a little bit scary, but I'm fairly confident that I'll be able to solo him decently well. We actually get caught in the queue there though, which is a bit of a noob move. Wasn't thinking about that. I'm just kind of lurking. Actually, notice this, right? So Greymane is probably distracted by that siege camp. This is a good opportunity to actually get a flank off here, right? Our teammates are pushing in aggressively. Everyone is focused on that bottom keep. We could maybe come in here and make something happen. You can see the enemy team's actually split in their attention. Gonna use Blade Dash and then flip with Rhaegar just to get myself back out of position and just to dodge some of their stuff. We get a decent-ish suppression pulse. Rhaegar does go down, and that's the big deal. Greymane is focusing us. We finish off Li Ming with the Q damage, finish off Greymane with the W damage, and that works out really well. That was a really important fight. You know, spotting that they were distracted. Luckily, the enemy team's attention was split between defending their keep and taking the bruiser camp. They screwed up. Greymane was doing a good rotation down, and that almost turned the fight around, but it was enough for us to it worked out well enough to pull that off. And you can see, definitely mixing up the Artanis combo a few times in this game for different effects. In that case, it was, oh shit, going to Blade Dash just to buy some time, and then use the flip to just, you know, flip out of position a little bit as well. Sneaky moves, sneaky moves. We've got Triple Strike now at 13. Oh, by the way, at level 4 I got Shield Surge, pretty standard. Level 7 I got Follow Through for even more Immortal damage. Then level 13 Triple Strike. So we're going to absolutely beast this Immortal down. It's going to go down very quickly. Follow Through is also going to be good against the enemy team because they're super duper squishy. Looking for a flip opportunity. Got a flip. It wasn't a very good one though. Not a long range one. Fired it off a bit too early. The flips have been hit and miss in this game. We've had some excellent ones and then some bad ones. And this is actually a pretty favourable situation for us. We've got the enemy team, out of position. Was looking for the suppression pulse there, but it didn't actually work out. Don't have a flip for 4 seconds. Looking for it. But yeah, I wanted a suppression pulse earlier to try to keep Diablo alive. It had not worked out. And then that was hilarious. Talking about flips, that one went horrifically wrong. What happened there? I was like, I had to watch it back a couple of times. I was like, wait, what? I remember in the game when that happened, I was like, what the fuck? Where am I? What the fuck? I've lost my character. What's going on? So I went for the melee range flip on Greymane. Just get him a bit out of position, be able to body block him and focus him down. What happened? I went forward with the dash. At that point, Diablo used Overpower and flipped him backwards over me. So that when I fired off the E, Greymane had just been flipped, so the E didn't hit Greymane. In fact, flew past him, and we did an absolute max range swap with the Muradin, which put Muradin in a really good position, put me in a really bad position. It was all very awkward. All very awkward. Throwing in a suppression pulse just to help out the team there, running forwards, mounting up, and making our way across. That's actually a pretty huge deal, and myself and Diablo dying was very bad. The enemy team almost won that Immortal phase, but well played by the team, kind of coming in, capitalizing, and kind of finishing that off. That's pretty nice. Looking for the flip on Rhaegar. Once again, the Overpower does not want to cooperate with us. Be careful! Be careful when you're playing Artanis with Diablo. It can backfire quite spectacularly. But yeah, I remember that part of the fight. I was just like, what? Where am I? Where's my hero? That almost never happens to me. I was like, I'm really confused. I have no idea where I am or what's going on. I was kind of like inputting my movements and stuff, being like, hey, wait a second. I thought I was in the middle of the screen. I'm apparently nowhere near here. What the heck? What the fuck is going on? Yeah. Overpower over the Artanis flip. You could do some pretty serious throwing stuff with that if you wanted. Anyway, we're getting a pretty good push on here. Gonna pick up a presumed Titan killer in this game. Good against Muradin. Awesome combo with Triple Strike. Get a good flip on the Greymane. Throw down suppression pulse immediately so that he cannot do anything as he backs off. Muradin has gone in, but looks like he went... Li Ming actually is the one who died there. Muradin potentially going a little bit too deep. Just gonna Q through that stuff to scare them off, which is fine. Her E is active, so flip opportunities are presenting themselves. They really need to nerf this character. Once again, actually, that was not the Blade Dash. That was a Overpower. That was Shadow Charge that time. Wasn't cooperating with us. Greymane is out of position. We're able to kill him. Rhaegar moves in. He pops Bloodlust. It's not going to help. We turn around. We focus down the core. And GG. GG. Pretty back and forth game. Pretty back and forth. We did pull it out in the end. Now, the latter half of the game was very much dominated by some rather bizarre Diablo Artanis flip interactions. It was kind of funny. Anyway, the Sylvanas did actually get MVP. Would not probably have given him MVP myself. I think got MVP from running away from a couple of fights he actually should have stayed and fought in. And I gave it 3 stars for cooperation. We're back up to a promotion game, so that's good. There's the stats. Savannah, to be fair, she did a lot of damage. She actually did a lot of damage. Unstable poison, though, that was something I'd noticed during the game. That's a really bad talent choice. Really bad talent choice. Just, it's not good. Why is it not good? Well, I think you've got two good choices with Sylvanas at level 7. I'll just finish off the video with this particular thought. You got two good choices. Unstable poison or barb shot. Unstable poison, really good wave clear. That's the one thing it does well. Barb shot brings slightly worse wave clear, but it's much better against mercs, against objectives, against monsters, that sort of thing. You're on Battlefield of Eternity, and bear in mind she picked up Windrunner as well, which makes barb shot way better. You're on Battlefield of, and Overflowing Quiver, I think she had to. Actually, I didn't notice what she picked there. She could have picked up Paralysis. Was that still in the game right now? I don't remember. She picked up something. But she, yeah, you're on Battlefield of Eternity, the map where probably wave clear is the least important out of every single map. Wave clear really doesn't matter here, and it's all about killing the objective. And Sylvanas picked the talent that improves your wave clear over the one that is massively more impactful against the objective. You know, that's a really big mistake, really obvious mistake. I think there's a really good example of a player who is obviously very fairly experienced at Sylvanas in some ways, like plays Sylvanas a lot, did a lot of damage, so, like mechanically fairly good at Sylvanas, plays the hero a lot. He played Sylvanas in the previous game as well. He's, you know, he's not amazing, but he's good. But it's just like kind of climbing on. He also used unstable poison in the last game. I noticed that too. But climbing on the basis of just, you know, spamming a hero with the same talent build every game, not actually adjusting it. It's like that's where you'll climb to. It's kind of like, yeah, it puts a cap on what you're able to achieve, I think. Anyway, doesn't matter too much, but there you go. Just something that could be done a little better. Overall, it's a pretty good game. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. I'll see you all next time for promotion attempt number 3. Third time lucky. We'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.